The wisdom from the past, I believe humanity has forgotten. I believe that we've forgotten that we're from the stars. I think we have forgotten that we are literally the universe in flesh and blood. Um, the reason I think we've forgotten this, or how it plays out, is our dependency on external drugs for us to keep us healthy. Our dependency on external sources to keep us happy and to make sure and to keep us fed and feeling like we're a part of community. Like I said, we have forgotten that we are the universe, literally manifested in flesh. So when we get back to our source, when we close our eyes, when we sleep, when we dream, that is real life. Things like dreams, things like deja vu, things like our intuition. This is our connection to the universe, and I think that we've forgotten that to the point where certain things feel crazy for people to say when they follow their intuition. When they say, "Hey, my great grandma spoke to me or visited me in a dream and told me this." This is normal stuff, but I think because we've forgotten it, sometimes people look at us like we're cuckoo.
The wisdom of the past is we have to understand something that was uh, eliminated from our memory, and that's our ancient relationships to something that is hard to explain, our star knowledge, our Milky Way, our areas of transisting into a universe of many different nations, many different relationships. Now they're bringing this into, because of the ability for people to at least process it, because of the engineering. There's a time where they wanted to eliminate this relationship, as like the pyramids, the Yucatan, the entrances into different worlds through prayer. You can get, this ability, as us as traditional and tribal people have these ceremonies that we can they call it anthropomorphism, or they call it astral projection, or they call it quantum physics. They call it, the science. They call it science. So now that they understand that these parallel dimensions, these altered of realities, which we are walking prophetic people that are bringing a paradigm shift to the realities into our community. That is something that I feel that ancestors have always had that reality to. They can go into a Nipi, a Temescali, a Hodan, a Teepee, Sundance, Wolf Clan dances, crown dances, Apache crown dances, Mexica danzantes, ghost dancers, California shakehead, big head ceremonies, and we all know how to access into that world, to the world of understanding these concepts. Now they call it gates and things that do this horrible translation of a language that has no type of connection towards those abilities to actually understanding how to heal our people. The mental health now is what we call it. But at one time, you go and you can get doctored by our people. So if ancestors can bring in and understand what we're doing with trying to repair, doctor our people, and bring in the collective conscience, so that focus of their equilibrium together can actually bring that energy, or vortex, something that can open up and invoke the spirit to, because we're here in my homeland, which lays on ley lines, which is between two fault lines, the San Andreas, the Loma Prieta over there on the other side. But we are in a sacred space here. That's why it's like a Bermuda Triangle. If they truly understand the science to where we are at in time and place in this area of land, there's a pulse. That's why the technology is at its peak right here. It's not anywhere else in the world other than China and other homeland, other areas where they got to actually access it and open it and exploit it but they don't know how to close it. So I think right now is we receive a little bit of that because the memory, the silica, which is the earth, had a way to hold memory. That's why coders are here. That's why people know how to read into this type of systematic thinking within that algorithms and things that have to do with this type of technology. It's not a coincidence that it's all here in this location. It's just our people need to understand it because they also can receive it and harness it, and they just need to learn how to pray to the land. And now once you start praying to the land, then you can actually receive that message that she gives you. She helps you. When you drink with that water from the land, pray to that water. When you acknowledge the food that you grow from the land, acknowledge that the ancestors, that spirit, you're eating spirit, you're putting spirit back in. That's why it's so important to be conscious to how you walk around the lands you're on, because you start reflecting and carrying those ancestors with you, and they find that warm space that you feed them. And that's where it works. It's working now. Now that institutions are trying to get us involved in it, they call it the two-eyed concept, two-eyed lens, two-eyed theories. They're trying to figure out how we do our thing, because their thing failed, and now society is collapsing. So they need to rebuild that stuff, And so, not to get off track, but yeah, brother, it's really it's a powerful question. Thank you.
We lost our minds. The people are just gone crazy. But I think sometimes we either romanticize what was or we adventurize what has to be. And I think the aspect of what struggle looks like in any given society, in the sense that if you're going to build a society and have the economics, the ability to feed the society, the ability to grow and develop the society, that there are certain dynamics that take place in any given society. And I think that oftentimes we think it's an easy path, right? That we're just going to arrive there, but you don't arrive there without struggle. And struggle amongst comrades is important, right? I mean, you put ideas out and you look at the ideas, and I think the ancestors and people understood that as a collective that you want to work together, but you're not always going to agree. I think against the enemy, which that in wisdom helps us identify more clearly who the enemy is, you go all out. As Malcolm said, by any means necessary. If there's anything that you will accept from your enemy, they're going to use it to keep you enslaved. So you can't accept their garbage, and they got a lot of it.
Our ancestral ways. So if we're talking about the way we're supposed to engage with nature, we forgot about that. Somebody told us a lie that we were supposed to dominate nature. They told us the word dominion, and we grew up learning that the word dominion means dominate. It actually means responsibility. So if you understand that you have a responsibility versus you are in control of, those are two different ways of thinking. The way that we engage with our children, the way we engage with our elders, the way we engage with our wives, our husbands, just as a whole, those pieces are the important pieces, I would say.
Wisdom from the past that I believe humanity has forgotten. Like I said earlier, we're moving too fast. Back then it was like, I feel like it was not like super methodical, but people took the time to figure things out and made it work. Whereas like now it's like we're always trying to get to the next big thing. And then what we do by doing that is we're rushing, and then we mess up, and then it's like we're back to square one. And then we're rushing, and then we're back, and it keeps going, and it's just wasting time. And time is precious. Tomorrow is never guaranteed for a gang of folks. So I think it's just slow down and be in the present, always thinking ahead value what's going on, right in front of you, So yeah.